Good afternoon. Welcome to Bells of Christmas 2024. So glad to see you here. I see that some of you got in the spirit and wore stuff like this. So, and of course, it's a beautiful winter day in the southeast here. So, that is as it is. We're going to start with our 3rd through 5th grade hand chime choir. Ann Leary is the director, and where is Ann Leary? Yeah, there's Ann. There she is. They're going to play a couple of pieces for us. Would you like to introduce the pieces, Ann?
So the first one's Away in a Manger. So I think hopefully you'll recognize it. You. So this next one, the last one we're doing, is Up on the Housetop, and they've had lots of fun with this one. And Miss Gail Eastling is going to play the piano with us when we do this. So I'd just like to thank Gail and Sissy are our helpers, and they're wonderful, and they're just. It's amazing how much help they give. So, Up on the Housetop.
have to take the antlers off. Come on. So it'll take just a minute or two or several to get the change made here. We've got to get the chimes off the table, the music stands on the table. So there's a lot of, do you have help to do this, Ann? So we'll give a little talk about handbells while this is going on. Imagine that. So what the kids just played are called choir chimes. They're basically tuned metal tubes. Very simple, almost indestructible. Notice I said almost indestructible. They are destructible if you try hard enough, but they're almost indestructible. They're very tough. So we're going to make the switch over to handbells, which are a little finer instrument. The tuning is different on these. The mechanism is a little bit different. And you can go from soft to loud on them. So handbells were developed in England. This is my story and I'm going to stick to it. Developed in England, of course, England had the tradition of tower bell ringing. So you might have a collection of 6 bells in a church tower, and they all had ropes on them, kind of like the rope on our bell back here. But by pulling on the rope, you can make the bell do this and go ding, or do this and go ding, okay? One's called a 4-stroke, one's called a backstroke. So they had to practice these different, they're called changes. A change is a mathematical permutation of a number of numbers. So in 6 numbers, there's like all these different changes. You get 8 bells, and it goes up, it doesn't go up proportionally, it goes up like at a quantum rate. So you have these thousands of changes possible with 8 bells. Practicing could be an issue. When you grew up in an agrarian society where farmers needed to be in bed and asleep, it got really hard to practice the change ringing in the churches. People kind of took offense about being woken up. So the story has it that these smaller bells were developed and that the ringers could stand around and do the forward stroke or the backstroke with it and practice all these different mathematical changes. If you were here in the services in Sanctuary at Easter, you may have remember that we did some change ringing right before the opening hymn. So they could meet in homes, they could meet in a barn. The legend has it that they often met in the town pub, and that the permutations got even more permutated, after quaffing a few drinks there. But bells are a very, very ancient instrument. They were used in ancient times to ward away evil spirits. Are we set? All right, let me have the youth come up. While they're doing that, many of you know that trivia is a part of this concert. And not just any trivia, it's holiday trivia. So the prizes are even more spectacular this year, but so are the requirements. Now, if you want to answer a trivia question, your little hand has to go in the air, and I have to call on you to answer. If you shout out an answer, you will be disqualified for that round, okay? I know. Life has rules. This is one of them. What can I say? So two groups from now, you're going to hear Frosty the Snowman. What was Frosty's nose made from? Winston? Wrong. A button, you're right. So, Alyssa, come on up. Now, prizes this year are sort of related to Christmas morning breakfast. So the first thing you might do is light a candle on Christmas morning. So you have a candle that is the Deck the Halls scented candle. It is red berries and caramel. So congratulations. Let's give her a hand. So this next group is our youth ensemble, Celebration Ringers +1. In case you can't tell. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But they're going to play, first of all, a tune that's synonymous with Advent, O Come, Emmanuel. And then we will reset and play Jolly Old St. Nicholas. And I need my folder. spirit ringers, wherever you are, come on up. All right, trivia question number 2. Is everybody ready? Here we go. Don't ask that one. Did somebody pre-raise their hand? Why not? All right. So in the 1800s, there was a poem written that began, "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house." It was written by the author Clement C. Moore. What was the original title of that poem? I see a hand way in the back. A Visit from St. Nicholas. All right, come on up. Come on, Conley. Tell you what, I have somebody. So, in an Italian home, as I understand it, you might have on Christmas morning a panettone. This is with orange peel, orange peel and raisins. So,
Funny story, I was there when the poem was written.
I remember, yeah. You're welcome. So, has anybody had panettone before? I'm sure you have. If you've never made French toast with it, you got to try it. It's really great. Now that's Christmas morning. Are we in we're not. Are we sure? 2 minutes. 2? 20 seconds, okay. So this is Spirit Ringers. This is one of our 2 adult ensembles. We meet on Thursday mornings from 9:30 to 10:30, and beginning in January from 9 to 10:30. We're going to expand out a half hour. And we have a lot of fun. Some of us are in a couple of groups. Some of us have just stunning sweaters on today. So we're going to begin with a piece called Angel Tidings. So the next piece we're going to do is an arrangement of Lo, How a Rose Are Blooming. It also quotes of the Father's love begotten in there. Two carols that we don't necessarily sing a whole lot of at Christmas, but this is a really pretty, it's a nice sort of slow laid back arrangement. Switches to chimes and then back to bells in the middle. So are we ready? Lo, how a rose are blooming. So for our last piece today, back in, I don't know, when was it, spring, I think, I asked them for suggestions about, for a Christmas piece that I could arrange, and I didn't want to do just the same old, and there's not a whole lot of handbell arrangements of Little Drummer Boy out. So that was the winning submission, Little Drummer Boy, and that was, who did that? Jenny, you suggested Little Drummer Boy, didn't you? Who was drum? It was always Beth. How can you say no? How can you say no? So we'll finish with Little Drummer Boy. right, so we should have Caroline coming up at this point. And I see them rising slowly from the audience. At least I hope that's who's coming. Otherwise, I'm in big trouble here. So a lot of cultures have. I just realized something. Boy, this is a gimme. A lot of cultures have their own styles of breads that are baked for holidays. We have the panettone from Italy. There are different Scandinavian and European things, Middle Eastern things. There is a traditional bread that is made. Let me see where they are. I didn't even think about this when I composed this question. Are they still here? That is made in Germany. What is the name of that bread? Let me see your hands. Jenny, I saw your hand first. Stollen, exactly. So on Christmas morning, Jenny's going to have this delicious cherry Stollen. You have to come get it. I'm not DoorDash. Come on, let's get this going. They actually turned me down. That's right. Yeah. Congratulations. There we go. All right, are we in place? All right, this is Caroline, our other adult group. They meet on Monday nights from 6 to 7:30. Just participated recently in the Capital Area Handbell Festival that takes place yearly at the State Fairgrounds in the car building as soon as they get all the hay swept out. That is the caveat on that. So they got the hay swept out, and we had a great festival. And our director actually arranged this next piece. It's called "He is Born, How Great Our Joy." It's a medley of sort of three separate songs, so see if you can pick them out. A couple of them maybe not so well known, again, at Christmas, but definitely Christmas songs. Does anybody have an F-sharp 7 bell on you? You get to see how the sausage is made now. Somebody apparently kindly put it away in the case. It happens. It happens. They are. Yeah, but they're taking the long way around. All right. While they get some chimes up and out, I'm going to give them, make sure they've got time to get all the chimes out, because it doesn't sound the same without it. This is an arrangement of In the Bleak Midwinter, a tune that we sing. I think we're actually going to sing it a few weeks in church. Not as well known as some of the Hark the Herald Angels and O Come All Ye Faithful and Here Comes Santa Clauses, you know, kind of things. But a great tune, In the Bleak Midwinter. And Neil, hold up that biggest chime for everybody to see.
Let's see. Big and tall.
Big chime.
Sometimes it rings when it's supposed to.
So our next selection is an arrangement that I did last year of Frosty the Snowman. So you're going to want to watch for that button nose. Even though on our covers he does have a carrot for a nose. But the carrot nose doesn't win you the trivia. Would somebody mind just flopping those doors shut real quickly?
Just in case, yeah.
Just so that we, yeah. So I guess I better do this too. I marked the tempo on that as thumpity, in case that means anything to anybody. Did y'all hear a whistle in the middle of that? It's bizarre. Okay. Our next one is an arrangement of probably one of the favorite, if not the favorite, Christmas carol ever, Silent Night. It was done in, I believe, what's the copyright on that? 80. Yeah, 1980 by a lady named Betty Garee, who was sort of one of the pioneers of handbell music in the United States. 1980 sort of marks a departure point for the way music was arranged for handbells. She was the director at get this, the Dutch Reformed Church of Wappinger Falls, New York. And she directed the Klockenringers. Klokken being Dutch for bells, obviously. So she was just a fantastic arranger and a great proponent for handbells in the United States. So what you hear today, a lot of it you can directly relate to this great lady. So here is Silent Night, or as she titled it, Stille Nacht. So you saw what Miss Gurry did with some of her techniques, gave this just really dreamy feel to the music. By letting the bells just kind of ring on and not dampening, you just have this sort of wave of sound that develops in there. So our last piece today is one that I arranged, I think, 25 years ago. I'm getting old enough to where I can't even remember now. So it is an arrangement of I Saw Three Ships. This isn't going to be an interactive arrangement because the last trivia question is going to be based on this piece. What I have done with this piece is what's called a quodlibet, where you actually combine two tunes within one. So you're going to hear I Saw Three Ships Come Sailing In on Christmas Day a lot in here. But I've included other tunes. So if you can find, like, I don't know, a visitor card or something in the pew there that you want to write on, the grand prize will be based on who comes up with the most other tunes in the piece. And if we have a tie on that, then we'll go to, okay, what were those tunes? So you're going to have to listen. You're going to have to listen. Some will be evident, some maybe not so much. But it'll be worth it. Remember, it's a breakfast prize, so I think you'll like it. I Saw Three Ships. Did anybody, let me see your hands, hear other tunes in there? A little tricky, huh? A little tricky. All right. How many heard 2 tunes? 2. How many heard 3? How about 4? Really? 5? Anybody hear 5? All right. Who heard 4 tunes? All right. Can you name them? I can't hear you. Just that one? Okay, let's drop back. How many heard 3 tunes? Sarah? Anybody else? 3? Sarah, can you name them? What do you hear?
Joy to the World. Yes. Christian and Rejoice.
Yes.
Bring the torch.
Can anybody name more than 2 of the tunes that were in there? If you won, you may not participate until next year. Ellen? Stand up, I can't hear you. Anybody else? It's about to go to Bill Boyle. If nobody speaks up. So we heard Of the Father's Love Begotten first. Then either Jill Mary with her child or Rick King Wenceslas. Then A Little Town of Bethlehem. Then Joy to the World. Then Angels We've Heard on High. And then Good Christian and Rejoice. They were all in there. All in there. So this year, Bill Boyle wins the Creedle Breakfast. You live with him, you'll get a bite. Don't worry about it. So Winston, better luck next year, buddy. He got it last year. So, hey, thank you so much for you that are parents that bring your kids to rehearsals. We can't do this without your support. And I hope you had a great time today. We did, bringing you all this Christmas music. And we'll see you in about 365 days. So thank you. Merry Christmas.